Hello everyone, my name is Mojis. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble news channel. That's why Bitcoin dropped, right? Why did it seem like there was a link between the Screaming Kids live stream and the price of Bitcoin all of a sudden? It was almost like people saw it and thought it was the same thing as Bitcoin, so they sold, right? It was the right time. It's almost the same as, but what do you know? That has nothing to do with it. It most likely has something to do with what this says, which is just a quick shakeout. There were a lot of, I talk about getting rid of the shorts, right? Yes, and there are short positions worth trillions of dollars that need to be liquidated, which I will talk about in a bit. On the other hand, someone chose to dump some Bitcoin, which caused a lot of long positions to be liquidated. Over 300 million longs were sold, which brought us down. But you know what? Does that mean we're out of luck? Is that the end of the bull run? Not at all. 69,000 isn't something we've never seen before. Okay, we've seen that a lot of times. That's just too bad. We were unable to build on that 71,600 and pass the 75,000 mark. I guess we'll just have to wait a little longer, but this is something we've seen a million times before. Just because something is right doesn't mean that there will be another shakeout. BTC isn't ready yet, but who's to say we won't try that 71,670,000 mark again tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday? It must come again, right? But I did notice that the alts lost some power. I'm not sure if you've been paying attention all the time. The alts seem to get a little less strong every time Bitcoin goes down a little and then comes back up. That seems to be a trend right now. But when we do make that big move, you put us all together when we break out. Soon we'll have 80,000, not just 80,000, we're going to go 100,000 to 150,000, right? You know that these numbers come from other traders, experts, or banks, right? Any of them could be true, but I don't think any of them are wrong. Does anyone really think that Bitcoins won't reach 80,000? Does anyone think that Bitcoin will ever reach 100,000? The only question is when, and that time could be right around the corner when Bitcoin moves. Nobody ever thinks it will happen, and when it does, it's huge. But here's the thing, we can see growth. There will always be inflation, and more money will always be created. That's why Bitcoin is the best way to go. Yes, there is no better way to protect yourself from inflation than with Bitcoin. In the last 10 years, nothing has done better than Bitcoin, and I don't think anything will do better in the next 10 years either. Okay, Bitcoin is the best way to protect yourself from inflation, and many experts think that the all-time high could happen this week. We're not too far away. We're not that far away from 73,000. We can reach 73,000 or 75,000 by the end of this week. That's 1.4 billion just for 71,000, but what if we went a little higher? Let's say we went 73,000, 74,000 right now. There are 12 shorts because more are coming in. Worth $1 billion in shorts that goes up to 74,000. What if we get a little push and go up to 75,000? That's about $12 billion worth of sale. There were short squeezes worth $12 billion. That will take us way above the next level, which is 80,000. The next level is 90,000, and the next level is 100,000. Not a lot of. You should sell orders for at least 74,000, right? Once more, it's only a matter of time. This does happen. BTC is going to reach all-time highs really quickly, right? We need to get rid of these annoying shorters right now. It will happen soon. It's still going to happen, even though Bitcoin dropped yesterday. They buy ETFs, or I should say that companies buy ETFs. They keep loading up. You'd think yesterday, it's likely that we won't see an influx. We're likely seeing an overflow right now. $131 million worth of Bitcoin was still coming into the ETFs. If you look at the whole week, it's unbelievable. There are almost $2 billion in it. I think they were just looking. Nearly $2 billion worth of Bitcoin were bought by ETFs in just 1 week. That's about $1.8 billion. That's it for now, guys. You can't say that while having billions and billions of dollars. Check this out. That won't add up to anything in May and June. It's in the billions, 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 and soon to be 100 billions. That's almost here. All of this is leading to something amazing, and they're not going to stop buying whales. Take a look at what's happened since then. You can't see from the bottom when that started going up. That started going up in March, even though it's hard to see because April was a bad month, right? I mean, I stopped, but not really. It stopped going up in price, but it kept adding up, so this keeps going up.